So you have to wonder, is the Dark Jedi back? And back in the... And as soon as I'm back, I guess the Hot Toys Wizard is back. Wizard, I am recording a show. Yeah, I know it's been a little bit. Yeah, no, I do see that the DX25 has joined the DX24 on waitlist. No, you didn't predict that. I predicted that, the Dark Jedi. Let's not go through this again. I am not the Hot Toys Wizard. I am the Dark Jedi. No, you're the Hot Toys Wizard. Yes, well, I know that about Han. But did you... I did know that about Han, but did you know that about the Christopher Reeve Superman? Oh, well, that's easy. I'm the one hanging up first. Ha ha! Listen, we've got so much to get into over here. The DX25 has hit waitlist. What's going on in the market with that figure? And figures like the couple of Lokis that just came out, like the President Loki, are they riding high in the secondary market? And what about the Dark Jedi's take on the Hot Toys release of Supergirl? You're not going to want to miss that. How about Indiana Jones? Is this a sign that a Harrison Ford head sculpt is coming, not only for Bespin Han or Return of the Jedi Han, but how about a Rise of Skywalker Han? How about a young Indiana Jones? I'm kind of all out of coffee, baby, because I've spilled it all the last month, and I'm kind of walking in a flood zone. I'm on the spotchka. It's good to be back, and let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now. Alright, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show, right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, about to serve up all the 6 Scale Hot Toys talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and also subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina? Again, thank you so much for your support. It's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a lot to discuss. I have some things to say about the Hot Toys Supergirl release. I've been out of it here for a little bit. And I've been listening to what was being said in the community, other channels, Facebook, so on and so forth. We're going to dive into that a little bit later in the show. How about this Indiana Jones? And I have some thoughts on that as well. But the first thing we're going to dive into is one of the predictions that I went out on a limb and foretold was the DX25 Luke Skywalker. As in a matter of fact, I have had several channel members, Cantina Insiders videos, foretelling and warning that this DX25 was going to absolutely go before it ever got in stock, and it sure as heck did. And what is the long-term potential for this DX25 Bespin Luke Skywalker? Remember, This figure was long, long awaited. Part in which the DX07 was long overdue for an upgrade, A. B, it was teased by Hot Toys, a Bespin Luke Skywalker. Gosh, it seems like a millennia ago. But this figure might arguably be the most prized Star Wars collectible that you can get. It does rival the Mandalorian Luke Skywalker, DX22, DX23. But if you are a Star Wars fan, Luke Skywalker is one of your most, for many of you anyway, important characters, if not the most important character outside of Darth Vader and above him for many in the IP for sure. What does this mean for a figure like this, and what exactly is going on right now? And this just happened very quickly here, just over the last several days. So it's really, really good that I'm back just in time. Sharing my screen. This is 6scalecantina.com. You just may want to consider bookmarking 6scalecantina.com. Not only if you're into Star Wars Hot Toys, but any and all Hot Toys. Because right here, we're at the biggest mover section. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share with you this biggest movers section. It is updated. So if you haven't been there lately, the Dark Jedi's back and he's been updating this. And there's a lot more updates. But you're going to see, at least in the biggest movers section initially, more than just Star Wars that is in here. And you can see right up in the first two lines that number one without question right now, is that DX24 and 25 Luke Bespin, which we're going to get into. But look at what's right next to it. President Loki, regular and premium, and that has waitlisted before it came out. You see the Purge Trooper on there. You see R2-D2 from Attack of the Clones. Of course, the DX20 and DX21 Ahsoka's been up there for several weeks. You're seeing figures like Matrix Neo, and this one right now, especially over the last several months, is really starting to hit even another level within the secondary market. And little by little, the Dark Jedi here is going to be adding everything that you can, at least on the biggest movers section. The accompanying market chart right now is just Star Wars, but that will be forthcoming. But at least you get to see this on my return back. But you can see the KX Enforcer droid, K2SO alongside with it, even Loki the TVA suite. That was like the first week of June. We're going to be talking about that. And of course you can see some of the usual suspects right here as well, going through this biggest movers section. But let's go ahead and start with the DX24 and DX25 Luke Skywalker. And as I go ahead and pull this up onto the screen, and right here, and you can see, and this was just over the last day, okay? And right here, from a seller we're all familiar with, Hawk Wars Toys, Hawk Wars now, at 1,677 feedback, all 100% positive. And remember, I always highly recommend Hawk Wars because I've bought quite a few off him, and I actually have it unboxed. I did get the chrome-plated Mandalorian Deluxe off of Ray, and Ray is Hawk Wars' name if you want to go ahead and reach out to him. But I'm going to be doing the crazy fracking unboxing for Insiders channel members if you're interested, coming up here very soon now that I'm back. But look at this right here. Not even a best offer. And $355 and just gone. And that's not including the $26.39 in shipping. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a far cry from what has been going on with figures that don't waitlist before they get in stock, or actually if they ever get in stock, and if they sit in stock. It is a complete 180-degree turn. And for some of you that have followed me for some time, you know that I show you data after data, which I'll show you a little bit here today. But this is what's going on right now, and this is rising very, very quickly above the retail price. I could even show you right now, this is going on in the States. And then when you try and buy it overseas, and pulling this up onto the screen, and this is very, very telling, and another great seller, a seller that many of us have bought off of, Tim Cent, okay? We have 19,000 now, 408 feedback, all 100% positive. They're just selling at $448. Of course, free shipping here, okay? While it's selling in the U.S., you want to talk about, and what I'm seeing with the DX24 is anywhere from $325 to $350. And now the DX25, well going over $360, $370 and up towards this range. This is one of the biggest movers. If you go to the market value chart, also at 6scalecantina.com, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. And as I mentioned before, just go to the tab that says Star Wars Hot Toys Market Value Chart. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to include many of the other Hot Toys in here very, very shortly. Again, you're seeing it in the biggest mover section. But once you get to the market value chart, go to that current value column you see on the screen. Click on those double arrows twice. When you do, you get the highest ranked figures to the lowest ranked figures, so it's easy to navigate. And then you could go through this and have a lot of fun doing it. Or go in a little search box, and honestly, just go ahead and put in DX25, and you'll probably get the DX units that are going to come up over here. And you can see right on the screen, $382 and rising right now for the DX25 Deluxe, rising up within the secondary market. You can see the DX24 listed as DX25, but I'm going to go ahead and get that fixed after the recording of the show. But $320 and rising. So absolutely insane when you're seeing this right now. And again, pulling this up onto the screen, you can see from Hawk Wars, $355, not even a best offer, and gone. Sometimes you put a best offer on there because there's trouble moving an item, or you need a little bit of an extra turbo or supercharge to get it. Not with this one, baby. Not with this one. Why? Well, the character has a lot to do with it. The character in this, portrayed in this outfit from Empire Strikes Back, has a lot to do with it. But more than anything else, it's a simple equation of low supply equals high demand. And what have I been saying for months and months, and probably a couple of years here already? Hot Toys is going to be putting out more and more announcements, but most likely less production of all those announcements. And when you get lower supply, it equals high demand. And you have to wonder, does that mean that people, that new collectors coming in, or collectors that didn't want this figure right now, or couldn't get this figure right now, or elected not to get this figure right now, that they're going to have to possibly pay for this particular figure Grail prices in the future? And I say, Yes. However, this is not the only Luke coming with this head sculpt right now. This is the same head sculpt as the Luke DX22, DX23 for the Mandalorian. It's the same one. You could almost get fooled that it's different, but it's the same one. It's very, very clever paint applications. With this particular figure right here, Hot Toys clearly does not indicate that this is a newly developed head sculpt. And believe me, when they invest in the R&D in doing that, they don't miss a beat on being able to rant and rave about that. But with the Mandalorian Luke, they sure as heck advertise that is a newly developed head sculpt. That's your newly developed one that they're using right now. Are they going to use it again? I say yes. Are they going to use it again before 18 months? My goodness, yes. This Luke stood up number one for about 7-8 weeks while there were hot non-Star Wars movies and TV shows that were going on Disney Plus. Did the same exact thing as the Mandalorian Luke up there for 7-8 weeks. And Hot Toys knows, Sideshow knows, every time they put out a Luke, especially with this darn head sculpt, it's probably safe to say that it's going to be number one anywhere from 5 to 10 weeks at this point. And it is a hot moneymaker. And they will 1,000% not wait 18 months to capitalize and getting back on that investment from that R&D with this head sculpt. You can take that to the bank, my friends. Whether it is a Return of the Jedi Luke, which I 1,000%, as they are commemorating and celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Return of the Jedi, they're not going to leave out the actual Jedi from the Return of the Jedi. And yes, I believe we may get a quarter scale one, but that's not going to stop the 6 scale one. It's 1,000% coming. Here's the thing that we have to remember as collectors, and what I've been saying since I came on the scene. You may be a particular collector that don't want all these versions or aren't going to buy all these versions. But all respect, who cares? They're going to come out with it anyway. I didn't buy the arena suit Boba Fett. Many collectors didn't. But quite a few did. And that is a high rising grail. And that's not even going to be the last time that sculpt is used. Forget about the Return of the Jedi one. That one's coming several times over, that they're going to go ahead and invest on that. They are sure as heck going to do this with as many of these figures, and especially this one, as they can. And with lower production numbers. So, here's the thing to remember. This is very, very important. Listen carefully. If it's lower production numbers, that means that sellers are not buying as much from Hot Toys as once were. How does Hot Toys compensate? They just say, "Oh, okay, not buying as many. We'll just take less money. We're fine. We're fine. Yeah, it's okay. This year we'll make less." No, they're going to go ahead and come out. In my view, anyway, this is just my opinion, and just happen to be seeing it unfold. They're going to come out with more iterations of that, so that they can go ahead and actually make not only possibly what they were going to make before this pretty bad economy, but even more with this new mechanism by coming out with more and more announcements, less production of those announcements, and more reuses of molds in very, very clever ways. And which I don't have a problem with, because if you're going to do that with this DX24 and DX25, and it's going to look that different from the DX22 and DX23, you could do that all day long, baby, in my view. But keep an eye on Sideshow. It happened very, very close to the 4th of July weekend. So it is possible that it can be a pump fake and it could come back for a few weeks. We'll keep an eye on it to see if it comes back in stock this week. But regardless if it does or if it doesn't, it clearly is a very, very low amount left on this particular release. Which tells the Dark Jedi, which tells me here, my friends, that another Luke Skywalker with this head sculpt is not only forthcoming, but forthcoming fast for a bombshell announcement in 2023. Let's go ahead and go to some more. Make sure you smash that like button. You're watching the Market Chart Show here at 6 Scale Cantina. As you all know, I do a lot of work and research to put a lot of this stuff in, and it is absolutely my pleasure to do that for you. And I want to go ahead and show you this Loki, President Loki, that just came out, because now you're going to start seeing, they've done with this with Star Wars initially, from the Attack of the Clones, for instance, with that battle droid. From also Attack of the Clones, for instance, with that clone trooper and clone pilot. Also from Attack of the Clones with that R2-D2. From the Book of Boba Fett with that Purge trooper. And also the KX Enforcer droid. You're starting to see the results from the Mandalorian with the DX20 and DX21. And forget about that Ahsoka. Once that Ahsoka series starts getting near, which is just about right now, oh man, oh man. Anyway, look at this right here. Also from Tim Cent. Already 4 sold from the TMS 067. 515 smackaroos. Wow. Absolutely crazy. And a far cry from what we are usually seeing. And you could say, Aries, well, what are we usually seeing? Well, here you go. Just back from June 28th. Outstanding seller. All 100% positive. 28 bids for a battle-damaged, exclusive Iron Man Mark 85 and new, and $291. $291. Not including the $20 in shipping. 180 degrees in difference. Low supply equals high demand. I don't care if it's Iron Man, this man, that man, this king, this queen. $41 bids. $105. I want to be honest with you. I know Black Series figures that'll go higher than this. Again, they're lower supply. It's just low supply equals high demand. It's absolutely crazy. And when you're looking at things that are rare, you have stuff like this that happens. Like this Matrix Neo. And honestly now, I mean, look at this. This seller, 1,206 feedback. All 100% positive. $460 for a figure. It wasn't anywhere close to double the retail. Gone. I mean, And some of these figures, like the aforementioned DX20, 24 and 25 Luke Skywalker, is it possible that it can get up to where this Neo is in short order if that waitlist remains waitlisted? And I say yes. Pay attention. Pay attention to the waitlist. It's very, very, very important. I pay attention to it because I can't tie up all my money, and I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it a little bit now. I can't tie up all my money in pre-orders. I just can't. However, I have a lot of friends and know a lot of collectors that do. And that may even be a better way to budget than the way I do, because there's no really one better way or the other, but a lot of it budget that way, and you should continue doing that. That's why that mechanism's there. And I'm a firm believer in that, laying away and doing stuff like that. Shoot, my wife does that. It just doesn't work for me. And if I see something in the secondary market or I'm able to pick something up, I want to be able to access those funds quickly. I don't charge it all up. I try and pay it all with what I got and have no debt. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It's just how I go. So if I'm going to do it that way, I can't have everything tied up in a pre-order. But I have to put some things on pre-order because some of these are hitting waitlist well before they're due to come out. So I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to it. And whether you are pre-ordering it from, distributors or pre-ordering it from your comic shop, and whether you're putting an NRD down or not, 1,000%, I believe you should absolutely reserve it, pre-order it, whatever way that you go. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with stuff like this, where you were already even seeing one of those overseas sellers I put up before selling the DX25 for more money than this. And it just came out. Pause. You're watching the Market Chart Show. Cheers. And I don't got money to do that. So I pay attention. It matters to me. And that's why I do this. I've always done this. In after a fashion, in one way or the other, with my collecting. And I can't get them all. I absolutely cannot get all of these figures at all. And I won't get all of these figures. And I won't be pressured into it. And I'm not saying that I am, but I'm not going to be pressured into it. And I'm not going to feel like I have to do that to meet up to someone else's standards. But I'm enjoying this. Because what I was hoping from Hot Toys was that I would eventually get such a ginormous selection. Kind of like I'm in the cereal aisle. And there may be a lot that I want, but I'm only going to get the flavor that I want right there. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here when it comes to all of these Hot Toys. If there's a certain variation or version of a particular character or an IP that I want, and really, with everything that's coming out, I have to really, really pick and choose. I almost have a good, better, best system. And some of you know what I'm talking about. And right now, I don't even have to go with good and better. Because there was a time, and many of you know what I'm talking about, where we were just buying some stuff to buy. It's not really what we want. Oh, yeah, that figure looked cool. And not to pick on Quill, but I'm just going to use it as an example. Some people, he may be your favorite character in Star Wars. And I think that there's probably somewhere he is. Nick Nolte's awesome. But using it as an example. But some people are buying that because there was nothing else to buy. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy Quill. But now, if you're not into that type of Mandalorian character, and you could choose between him or the DX24 or DX25 Luke, for me, it's a no-brainer. And you all know I'm a Star Wars guy, and I don't got Quill. But I've got DX25 in the box. And already here, baby. Why? And why don't I have Quill? Because I don't got money for all of it. I refuse to get in debt over all of it. And thanks to Hot Toys, they're going to give me a flavor to choose from that equals a Bespin Luke Skywalker. You can bet your arse I'm going to choose that flavor. But honestly, if the Bespin Luke wasn't coming out, or that Mando Luke wasn't coming out, or that R2 or C3PO and some of that, I may pick up Quill. It's like, I got to get something. But now I don't have to do that. Just to collect. It's definitely a much, much different place right now. And I'm very, I don't think there's ever been, I dare say, a better time to be a Star Wars fan and collect Hot Toys than right at this moment. And you have to wonder, is it possible that it will get even better? And I say, yes. Yes, indeed. This Neo's crazy, though. This Neo's crazy. It really, really is. You know what else is crazy? This R2-D2. Here's more examples. And a seller that many of us are familiar with that has 54,663 feedback. And guess what? All 100% positive. And this is a U.S. seller. And these are just gone. Why? Because lower supply equals high demand on this R2-D2. And all got at $325. And I don't see any best offers here. My friends. Absolutely insane. Look at this Loki that already here's the non-premium one. Wow. And right now, unlike Rex, look at this. $440 just back from June 30th. My God, a few days ago. A couple days ago. 21 bids, not including the $13.30 in shipping. So without including taxes, over $450 for a Commander Cody. Are you kidding me? Wow. And check out the biggest. Here's another one from Hawk Wars, and this is Han Solo, and this is a Grail MMS 261. We are so due for another Han. We're going to talk about that. Now. $640, not including the $25.29 in shipping, not including taxes. So $700 for a Han Solo, not even a best offer. Insanity. Make sure you're smashing that like button, baby. Let's go to this. Let's talk about it. Dun, 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 dun. No, I didn't see it yet, so this will be spoiler free. But I'm gonna give you a review on this Indiana Jones. I am, because I'm hoping to go see it tomorrow for the 4th of July. If I don't get to, because it's been a little bit crazy lately, I will definitely be seeing it next weekend. I actually cannot wait to go. I love Indiana Jones, and I love Harrison Ford playing this character. And this is something where I couldn't get to go see it this weekend. Unlike The Flash that I got to go see opening weekend. Unlike the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I also got to see opening weekend. But maybe I'll be able to go see it tomorrow for 4th of July. Anyway, what do I think of this figure? Because I haven't been around to talk about it. But goodness, I mean, when you talk about how wonderful The Force Awakens Han Solo is, and then you go ahead and you look at this, this is simply stunning. And with that leather and this jacket and this look here, Indiana Jones, oh my fracking goodness. It is just beautiful. It is just beautiful. And genuine leather jacket, shoes, and whip, which to me is fabulous. And just look at this. And to commemorate probably the last time we're going to see Harrison Ford portray Indiana Jones at this age. And look at this base. My goodness. Absolutely sick looking. I am 1000% adding this to my Hot Toys collection. Not even a question of it. And I got the song in my head still. Dun, da, da. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This gives me hope for a lot. And I'm going to... Oh, gosh. I mean, it looks so good. It looks so, so good. And I expect nothing less. And even though this is a prototype, it's probably going to look different when it comes out. Is it going to look different in the fact of it'll look even better? And I say, absolutely. Rolling eyeballs function on a Harrison Ford? Come on! Come on! Let's try not to spill some spotchka. You're watching the market chart show. Can you imagine if we got a Rise of Skywalker? Harrison Ford. Han Solo because he was in Rise of Skywalker. You know, just like we got a couple of Rogue One figures out of nowhere, and I don't think that we're done. Is it possible we could get a Dark Side Rey? And then we could go ahead and get a Han Solo from the Rise of Skywalker? And listen, I know some of you won't buy Dark Side Rey. And I know some of you won't buy Han Solo from the sequels. And I understand, well, I don't understand the hate at all. Because everybody knows what I couldn't stand what they did to Luke. But I still like the sequels. You know what my problem is with that there. But, look. These productions of 300, 1,000, 1,500, 3,000 pieces, they put out just 3,000 of Han Solo anything. It could be from the Rise of Skywalker. It can be from the Rise of Darth Maul. It can be from the fourth resurrection of the Emperor. Whatever the heck it is. If just 3,000 Hans are going to go, I don't care, comic book version, Rise of Skywalker version, any version. And if I'm Hot Toys and I'm marketing and I'm trying to make some money, I'm going to use this again. Why wouldn't I? Rolling eyes function? Gosh. Look at this base. Environmental base with 2 styles of display. Oh, Indiana Jones. Look at this. Wow. Beautiful. LED light up torch, separate rolling eyeballs, genuine leather jacket, shoes, and whip. Wow. Just absolutely unbelievable. But here's the question. Does this mean we are going to get an Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark or from the Temple of Doom? And I say, yes. Yes. And will we have to wait 18 months or 24 months until this goes? Maybe. But we've really got to start getting that out of our head, because you're batting your head against the wall if you keep trying to think that kind of logic. They will put up multiple versions competing with each other at the same time, whether it's older or whether it's newer. Whether it's a Darth Vader with a different actor from the Obi-Wan series in the DX28, or whether it's a Darth Vader from the 40th anniversary that is up on pre-order also right now, it just doesn't matter. Shoot, they could put out the same darn character from the same movie with just different uniforms, with the Green Goblin, with the advanced suit, and the other suit, the regular green suit, and they're both gone, baby. So don't tell me that they can't give me this and the old one at the same time. But Aries, some people may not buy this newer one. Well, no crap. That's why they're going, I got Waitlist earlier. I don't care if they come up with Indiana Jones old from Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom. They could even do The Last Crusade and put that up. It's probably going to sell better than the Grand Inquisitor. It's probably going to sell better than that 501st redone one that they put out from the Book of Boba Fett. Are you kidding me? It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're going to be able to pick your flavor. What spatchka color you want. Well, I think I'll just take this because that's all that's available. Oh, you're going to really get the one. Oh, I really would want that, though. Well, that's what they're coming out with. And then, yes, there's going to be stuff in the secondary market that people are just going to pick up because it's rare. Like how many people tried to, get the Mud Trooper even though they really don't want it. Why did they want the Mud Trooper suddenly? Because now the Mud Trooper is worth money. And people didn't want the heavy infantry Mandalorian, and then what happened with that? And the people are like, oh, I want the heavy infantry Mandalorian suddenly. Well, you didn't want it before. Yeah, but it's rare. That's part of collecting, not just in Hot Toys. That's part of life. That's part of life. I also think what this means is that Harrison Ford had to go ahead and sign and approve this. And you have to wonder, did they kill many birds with one stone while he was back, just like they did with Hayden Christensen, and get a lot of stuff done, just like they did with Natalie Portman? And I say, you bet your arse they did. Get ready for a lot of Hods. There's even a strong rumor that they got a Return of the Jedi Hod forthcoming. Oh, it's coming, baby. But don't put it past the Rise of Skywalker one. Don't think because you think that that wasn't good. Actually, you can go to you can go ahead and go to Rotten Tomatoes. The general audience did give that 86% or above. It's the critics that hated Rise of Skywalker. J.J. Abrams did everything that he could on that. I think he did a good job with what was handed to him, which was a complete hodgepodge of spaghetti and a crap show, in my opinion. But you can look at The Last Jedi. The critics' reviews on that. I mean, to show you the difference, I never ever really, for me personally, look at what critics say about the movies, because 8 times out of 10, I don't agree with them. They gave 92%. It was Rotten Tomatoes on the critics for Last Jedi. But the popcorn score on there, what the audience thought, was that in the 50s, 40s? Rise of Skywalkers, they were like, oh, we don't like this. We don't like this. We're with you, 40, 50%. Well, great. Well, you're late to the party because actually 86% of people liked the Rise of Skywalker. Anyway, I just... it's what it is. Which brings me to when we talk about... let's talk about Supergirl. Now, before I get into Supergirl, what was my opinion on The Flash? And if you want to go ahead and join my channel, even while I've been out here for a little bit, I was able to put out a couple of videos, and this ties right into Supergirl. And all you got to do, besides believe, is just go to sixscalecantina.com. And on every page, it doesn't matter which one, you can go to the little light yellow highlighted section. And that gives you a sneak preview of what you get as you're an insider. So for some of you that were missing me, you could have got a couple of things from me. And I'm going to show you what they were right here. Number one, you can see 2 new shows available now for insiders. And while I was gone, what came up was my movie review on The Flash. And you can see right there with that headline, did The Flash and Sasha live up to the hype? And if you want to see what I think about that film, you absolutely may want to consider joining the channel. It's cheaper per month than a dozen eggs in this volatile economy, baby. But that's not all. That was just recently uploaded. Also, you get, look at this market chart show. Yeah, there was one that went up. One that went up just for insiders. Rare, gone, and early. You see Cad Bane. I have some thoughts on how long that Flash is going to be up. You see the Green Goblin's on. You know Mantis is gone now. Forget about the DX27. What does this mean for DX28? Look, I've been hitting all of these. You may want to consider watching this. All you got to do is join the channel. Also, you can see right there also to your right, Out of This World eBay scams. I just put that up actually last month. It's really, really good to check those out. And there's a bunch of stuff on Luke. I knew this was coming. The best Luke is next up and ready to waitlist. That was like, what, a month and a half ago? Again, you get a lot of inside stuff here before they happen. Come check out the Wizards Crystal Ball right here as an insider. Appreciate the support. But where this ties into is, what do I think of this? What do I think of this? I was kind of glad that I was away and not able to do channel stuff when this first happened. Because I was ashamed of some of the comments from the community on this. Which personally, I don't think it was the vast majority of the community. I don't believe that any community, the online presence is the majority of any community. I know that there's a lot of Hot Toys and 6-scale collectors that collect these that don't even go on there, and it far outweighs the small band that's on Facebook and all those type of things. But some of those comments were just outrageous. And while I believe that, it's, good criticism is always warranted in things and stuff like that, we have to do it in a civilized manner. In a manner that's appropriate. In a manner that's just with good intentions. It was disheartening, to be honest with you. I mean, some of these comments were just laughable. Talking about just Hot Toys. Laughable. But you get to expect this. What do you mean by laughable, Aries? From a Hot Toys perspective? Comments like, I'll just wait for the in-art version. This is the worst ever. In-art's got one figure. What do you mean wait for the in-art version? I mean, it makes me laugh. Look, I'll be the first to admit I'm real excited about in-art. And I think they're going to do great. And I think other companies are going to come in and do great. But you got one damn figure. I need a body of work, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I need more than one figure. I need a body of work. And sometimes I see, I've seen past posts or video. Who's better, Hot Toys or in-art? Are you kidding me? There's no body of work. I'm not saying that one can't be, that in-art can't be better in the future. There maybe, but they got to put out some figures first. This kind of stuff just cracks me up. And I appreciate the community latched on to InArt and that, but there's only one figure. I'm hopeful, and I think it's going to be great. And I'm going to get some of the figures, or maybe a lot of the figures. But as far as me being able to rank who's better, that's premature. That is just so premature. I mean, honestly, I mean, and it's not even fair to any of these companies that are up and coming. That's like taking an amateur fighter and then putting him up against the heavyweight champion of the world. It's ludicrous. There's got to be a body of work. This is just this is just common sense. Okay, but whatever. It cracks me up. Little dig on Hot Toys. Okay, they're gonna dig on that. They'll wait for the InArt version, or ABC version, or XYZ version. Hot Toys, you got to do better. They just did better 36 hours before with that frickin' Indiana Jones. They were the toast of the town. They go from toast of the town to, this is an outrage. I'm 100% getting this Supergirl figure. 100%. And I spilled my coffee over this. Why? Oh, Aries, you're just a Hot Toys guy. You just like Hot Toys, or you just want it to be true, Aries. No. I'm saying that. I'm 100% buying it, and that I'm 100% sure it's going to be fabulous because of the data from Hot Toys. Ladies and gentlemen, they've given me no reason at all to doubt that when the final production photos come out, it's going to look anything less than almost a near perfect representation of Sasha Calle. They've given me no reason to doubt it. There's been no data that suggests otherwise since Tony Stank. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think the Tony Stank thing was bad. But whatever. So they got 2 head sculpts out of it. Yeah, good. I go by data. Of course this is going to be a win when it comes out. I don't know. I'll have to wait for the photos to see. I don't know if I'm going to get this. This is an outrage. Well, if you want my opinion, you don't got to wait at all. It's going to be just fantastic. They've given me no reason to think it won't be. Look, people forget about how much hate that Rey and Dio figure got from Rise of Skywalker. On top of it, because it was people just looking to jump on the hate. I can't even tell you that the comments from the Rey and Dio figure. But guess what? When it came out, it was like, oh, wow, holy crow, it's beautiful, wow. And now it's a darn grail. Now we can't wait for the Dark Side Rey. And you have to wonder, will the same thing happen with this? And I say, yes. You got any data to show me that it won't? Well, that DX07 Aries, it doesn't look too good. The DX05 Indiana Jones doesn't look that good. Again, do you have any data to tell me that this won't be good? They showed me on the screen. It's a prototype. It's like the outlandish comments with John Cena with the Bo-Katan. It's a prototype. The Rey and Dio, it's a prototype. Come on. Come on. And I'm glad that there was a lot. I saw some posts, people in the community, content creators standing up for what's right. And look, that's good. I'm going to tell you that I think it's a small portion, unfortunately, with these posts like that. And but I wish that stuff would stop. And honestly, I think, it's just, I think I'm done with that Facebook stuff. Every time I look at it, it's just, I think just look at the pictures and move on. She was phenomenal in this movie. And when you see the review, if you decide to watch the review and join the channel, you'll see that I went with my three daughters, who absolutely loved Supergirl, and thought it was just a phenomenal performance, and coming from their perspective, and really, she just stole the show on that. I thought I really was great, and I'm so psyched for this figure. And no, I'm not worried at all that it's not gonna. I mean, Hot Toys has given me no reason to come out. If they come out with that Wolverine of Hugh Jackman, from if they come out with that and it looks like me, then we can start worrying about it. Okay. Then we can start worrying about it. They come out with that C-3PO from the Attack of the Clones, and it looks like Robbie the Robot. Then we can start worrying about it. Then we have some data that suggests, ooh, what's going on here? Do I think that they rushed this out? No. Well, what makes you say that, Ari? So many people think this is off. Did they rush out Indiana Jones? Did they rush out the Michael Keaton Batman? Why did they have to rush this out? Didn't have to rush it out. Art is subjective. You always got to remember that. Art is subjective. There are some comments and people think that this is on. Art is subjective. I've mentioned this before. I'll bring up a very popular music group, the Rolling Stones. And some people that are fans just don't understand why some people just can't stand Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. They don't like the sound. They don't like the music. They think it's junk. Why? Because art is subjective. Can you tailor something? Can you tweak something so it can have more of a common appeal? Sure you can. Are they going to do that with this? Yeah, they're very good at it. Have they given me any data to suggest that they won't? No. So am I worried about it? No. Am I outraged about it? Not even. I'm more just perplexed that we would go through this as a toy. Honestly. I really, really would. I'm just happy that they're putting out with this figure. Things that are reality, things that are data-driven, or things that I criticize Hot Toys for. $305 for a Cobb Vanth, criticized for. $305 for a Mighty Thor, criticized for. Putting screws in the bottom of the armor, which is why I didn't buy it, you're going to get criticized for. Hot Toys guy, right, but that's just reality. You're going to put the screws in the bottom of the Clone Wars Maul. I don't got that either. This, for me, I'm not going to get my money. Outraged about this? It hasn't come out yet. As far as the price and everything that it comes with, I'm good with it. The head sculpt, I know it's going to come out. Again, if that Wolverine or Green Goblin comes out and it looks like the Dark Jedi Ares Tarrington, then we have some data to say, hey, that head sculpt's way off. Please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe if this is the first time you're watching it. Seriously, if you really were looking forward to this and you got down by some of the comments and thinking it's going to be junk, I'm not going to even say take a chance. It's 100% going to be fabulous. Don't even worry about it. And I encourage you. It's good. It's good to constructive criticism done in a very polite and respectful way is absolutely fine. Don't jump on the bandwagon to just jump on the pile on somebody or in a company like that. It's not. I don't think it's the right way to go. I don't always buy this out, but when I do, I buy it from Six Scale Cantina. It's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay thirsty, my friends.